which includes 11 states straight up the center, but we are one. So if you're not in my region, that's okay. If it can ever be of any help to you, that is what I am here for. And I'd love to, work with you and help you and support you any way that I can. I am a mom to 5 kids, a grandmother to 10. I love to upcycle. I should drop the pictures of what I just did this weekend. I've been in the industry and network marketing industry for 34 years. I started when I was 2. So I started a long time ago, 25 years. I'm 58. Let's see. I love people. I am a blue, red, blue, depending on the day. Really a blue, red, probably personally, and a red, blue in business. So if that tells you a little bit about me, I don't know if there's anything else you want me to share, Rebecca. I did build in the field just like you guys are doing, but I've been on the corporate side of the industry now for 20 years.
Yeah, absolutely. I love Laurie, and I am excited for y'all to hear from her. Those of you that haven't heard from her yet, she's had such a huge impact on both my business, but also Shara and Terry's business as well in the past. Has it been a year that we've been working with you now? Year and a half? Oh my God.
A year. I started July 7th. I actually did my first retreat with It Works a year ago this past weekend. So that's about the time I really got involved with the field.
Yeah. She's had such a huge impact on us. So I am going to let her explain how she was successful when she was working in the field and give you guys some tips on doing in person and like how to do parties. She just helped me do one. It was super outside of my comfort zone. I was not so sure about it. And in fact, like days before the party started, I was still in my head like, I doubt anybody's going to show up. Like, I don't know that this is going to work. But Laurie came and she worked her magic, and I had enrollment, and a girl on my team, Madison, shout out to her. She's not on here, but she'll be watching this recording. She got an enrollment as well. So anyway, so good. So I'm going to let Laurie share some in-person building tips with those of you that are interested.
All right. Well, I actually, I don't know how many of y'all were on Monday Motivation, but if you guys don't typically get on Monday Motivation, you need to do that. Crystal Pearl was just talking about when she started her business with It Works, she had like 200 people on Facebook and a MySpace account. Some of you are too young to even know what MySpace is. But anyway, I think it's just, getting and connecting with people. There really is nothing like it. I'm going to be really honest. In fact, can you imagine right now, I'm trying to get this light not in my eyes. If we were trying to have this meeting in a text message, right? I love social media. I think it has added a whole new layer and dimension to our businesses. However, I'm just going to be as honest, and you can agree or disagree. That's the beauty of this. I just don't believe you can build a relationship in social media like you can in person. You hear about these people that I met my husband online, but we only talked online for about 3 days, and then we met in person, right? And then we got to know each other. There's a song by Brad Paisley that says everyone's cooler online, or I'm always cooler online, or something like that. And it's true. You get to be whoever you kind of want to be, but you want to build a relationship with people authentically. You want them to connect with you. And the more you can interact with them voice to voice. Now, to me, this is not social media. To me, what we're doing is this, because we can't always meet up with people that live 300 miles away, right? Now, when you can, do whatever you can. Like when I go to a town, whether I'm on there personally or for business, if I know someone lives there, I'll go, let's meet for coffee. And I'm not even working. I might be on vacation, because I want to know people. I want to look in their eyes. I want to get to know them. So I believe social media is one of the many tools that we have, but I believe that relationships really still, they grow in person. I know Joni was at the event. There were people, I think Joni bought your green carpet ticket, didn't you, while you were at the event? And people tried products that they had never tried before. They added them to their order. You can't try a product in a text message, right? So there's all these things that there's such great benefits to connecting. Now, with me saying this, don't swing the pendulum and go, okay, I'm going to quit doing social media and I'm going to go over here. It's a balancing act. It truly is. You never want to swing today in today's world. If you don't have a social media presence, you're not relevant. So you have to have both. So don't think Laurie's over here saying, you know, you don't need social media. That would be insane for me to say that. You do need social media. You do need to work. You need to do what you've always done. You may need to do more than you've done. But if you can add that layer of connecting with people, whether it's meeting them at Starbucks or jumping on Zoom and seeing them face to face or doing FaceTime, and if you're doing parties or get-togethers or sipping summer socials or little opportunity gatherings, if you're not going to get with them formally, send them something. Like send them a sample of the coffee, guys. I've had 2 cups. I got to bed late last night. I never in my life have had 2 cups of our coffee in a day. So I might be just a little bit wired. I don't do a lot of caffeine, but I had a skinny brew, and then about noon I had a cold brew. So I just want you to know that, but until I taste it, you know, why did It Works grow as fast as it did initially? Because people were wrapping people's belly. They just weren't face to face, baby. They were skin to skin, right? They were putting those wraps on them and they were getting to know them. People were seeing the results. Quite honestly, no one knows if our product works until 30 to 60 to maybe even 90 days. So they're taking your word, they're trusting you. But when they can taste it, feel it, touch it, what's the word I'm looking for? It validates. It really validates what we're doing. I mean, someone can take a gummy at a party or sip our coffee or drink our hydrate. They don't know if it works, but they know if they like it or not. And quite honestly, at a point, if I had to drink our cleanse every day, I just probably wouldn't do it. Now, I can do it every couple of months. Yeah, sure, I can do it for 2 days. But if that's what our coffee tasted like, would you guys be heating it up every morning when I can't wait? You know, I want to lose weight. I finally just go, I need to be fat. Like, that's me. I just couldn't do it. So one thing you'll learn about me is I am brutally honest. I don't hold back. But here are some tips for you. First off, don't be afraid. You're just getting friends together to chat. Think about it like a girls' night out. So, you know, during the summer, especially, and I know we're all about to go back to school, but for those of you that are stay-at-home moms or work-at-home moms, I should say, no mom just stays at home. But if you're a work-at-home mom, you know, start doing some back-to-school get-togethers. Let's have our last play date and let the kids play. I want to show you what I'm doing. We'll sit around and have some samples and you can ask me questions. Rebecca can tell you I was setting up while people were coming in. No big deal. It's not a big, and it's because there's not a setup. This isn't a Tupperware party. It's not a Pampered Chef party. It's not a Mary Kay party where you have to set up this huge display. We were making the drinks as we were talking about them. We weren't like all prepared. It didn't even last 45 minutes. She got a couple of customers. She got one of her, you know, Joni to be able to, you know, inspired her to go to green carpet. It got people wanting to order more. She got a DT. One of her people got a customer. I mean, it was really cool. I know Shara loves in person. And now there's other things you do. You can do events. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge event person because they take a lot of time. I like 45-minute things. Events take all day. And then you've got to say, okay, how much business did I get? Most events cost. You have to pay a fee. So you got to, how do you determine your return on investment, your ROI on those events? When I walk into someone's house, they are providing the water for my samples. Wow. Maybe some creamer and that kind of stuff. It doesn't cost me anything but my samples. They're providing me the network. I am instantly making a connection. So when I ask people, hey, how long does it take you to convert a host post to a customer? I hear usually 3 weeks to 3 months. At an in-home, it takes 30 to 45 minutes. So how fast do you want the return on your business? So again, it's not saying you want to avoid doing that. You want to do it alongside of, if you want quick results. Have you had your mom, your sister, your best friend, your next door neighbor, your children's best friend's moms over recently and let them taste the products? I have people that tell me all the time, I've been asked everyone I know. Well, I'm about to tell you, you haven't. Because I've been doing this 30 years. I built the #1 business in a very large company back in the 90s. And to this day, I've still not asked everyone I know. I've asked everyone I'm comfortable asking. It's a big difference in asking everyone you know and asking everyone you're comfortable asking. So, but every one of your kids' friends have a parent or have a guardian. Do they know what you do? Have you invited them to be part of it? So here's what happens, especially with people we know. We think they're going, and people say, well, she knows what I do. If she wants to, she'll let me know. No, she doesn't. I have never probably had, I bet you in 34 years, I can count on one hand, and I bet it's only once or twice because I really can't remember it ever happening. Someone, my sister, walking up to me and saying, hey, I want to do what you do that I haven't at least asked before. People don't volunteer. They know it is your job to ask them. So if you have friends out there that you've not asked, don't get mad when they go to another company or don't join your team or join our company with someone else. Because let me tell you, it happened to me once. This girl from my Sunday school class joined another team. And I remember asking, her name was Stacy. I said, Stacy, why didn't you tell me? She goes, well, you never asked. The other girl asked. So if I don't ask, that means I don't think you'd be good at this. That's what she was thinking. And I was thinking, well, she knows I do it. If she wants to do it, she'll ask. No, it is your job to do the asking. It is not your friends. You're not pushing them. Let me ask you this. If I sent you this thing that said, come to, I don't know, Macy's. I don't know if everybody has Macy's, whatever, Walmart, it doesn't matter, Costco. And when you bring 5 friends with you, I'm going to let you not only have a 25% discount on everything you want to buy, but if they want to shop also for a small fee or just so they'll come back to Costco once a month for the next 3 months and shop, they'll get 25% off just like you. And you'll get a percentage of that kicked back for being our referral partner. How many of you would be at Costco tonight? Would you be able to find 5 people to go with you? Yes, because but see, you've decided because this is making you money, you don't want to ask. Well, you would do it if it was Costco. You would do it if it was Macy's. You would be begging. You would call Costco and can I bring 10 friends? Because I want to make money off 10 people, not just 5 people. And guess what? Some of your friends are going to get to Costco and go, well, can I do this tomorrow night? Because I have 10 friends that want to. And if you'll get yourself in that headspace, that's all it is. You're giving people a chance to get great products at a discount and make money. Why would you keep it to yourself? It's really that simple. So that's me on get-togethers in person. Rebecca, anything that I didn't cover that you had in mind that you've heard that you want me to cover?
Well, I've seen something pop up in the chat as you was talking, and somebody said that they just don't feel like their space, their home, would be good enough to host events at. So what do you say to that whenever they are not sure where to do them at, or they don't feel like what they have is good enough to host?
Well, 90% of mine weren't held, or 99% weren't held in mine. They were held in someone else's. Now, I would give them a gift. I know we're not a party plan, so we don't have like a host program like the Pampered Chef does or Tupperware. But what I would do is I would say to someone, Rebecca, let's say Rebecca said that to me, and I would say, I'll tell you what, so if I were the person, if Rebecca didn't want to have, I can't think how I'm going to say this. I'm trying to do this backwards. Okay. You don't have to hold it in your house. But remember, your friends have probably been to your house. You're not inviting strangers. You're inviting your friends. And I always tell people, clean your living room and your bathroom. You're not doing it. They're not going on a tour of homes. You don't have to take them all around your house. Do make sure that your room is clean and your bathroom is clean. That's all I'm going to say about that. But you do want to hold on. Something weird's popping up on my computer. There we go. You do want to be able to do that. If you have other people that say, you know, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have people over. That's okay. They don't have to. Then ask them if they have a friend whose house they can have it at. That's a great way to do it. Have it at a park. I did parties in the park all the time. I also did I called them tailgate parties. Like if I was at soccer practice or hockey, I'd say, hey guys, let's go out and sit in my car. I'd pop up the tailgate of my minivan and we'd have a little get together. I'd take things for them to drink and to sample. And remember, you don't have to have, it could be 3 people. It could be 1 person. It could be 10 people. It can be whatever you want it to be. It's just getting together and building that relationship and letting people know that it's real. I couldn't believe how many people had not tasted so many of our products, even people in the business. And I did another one the next day, same thing. People are like, I haven't tried that. Oh, I haven't tried that. I hear that all the time. And let me tell you, you put a wrap on someone and 9 times out of 10, they're golden. They're going to be in there. They're going to be your next customer. So you just got to decide, are you willing to get out of your comfort zone? Nothing. So I was always taught, nothing big happens in your comfort zone. Rebecca has heard me say this. Terry's heard me, Cher has heard me. Probably others of you have heard me. You can make money or you can make excuses. You can't make both. What do you choose? I always chose money. It pays my bills better than excuses. It buys me really cool things. It makes me happy. Excuses do nothing for me. So I choose money. So when you're getting uncomfortable and I don't know, you know, we all do it. We all have that thing go. I literally had it written on a little piece of yellow legal pad paper. You can make excuses, you can make money, but you can't make both. What do you choose, Laurie? And then I had another thing that said, some will, some won't. So what? Who's next? And every time I asked someone to do something and they said no, I'd go, okay, one no out of the way. I knew it took about 5 to 10 no's to get a yes. So good. I just got one out of the way. I'm 9 closer, 4 closer to the next yes. It's just a matter of attitude. Now, people will tell me, Laura, you see the glass overflowing. You don't see it half full or half empty. Yes, I do. You're absolutely right. I choose to see the glass overflowing because God has blessed all of us. If you're able to sit in an air-conditioned, heated home with a cell phone or a computer, you're beyond blessed. It may not be all you want. I hope it's not. But you're blessed. And so I choose to see the glass overflowing. And I believe it's a gift. And I've been given a gift, and a gift has been given to share.
I love that. And if you have somebody local, I would say team up. If you only have like 2 or 3 people that are wanting to come, let them bring some people. And so like my team, if you're local to me, like Joni is local to me, if you wanted to do a party, we'll do it over here. Like it doesn't have to be by yourself to where you're nervous and all of the things. So you can always link up and do it together. So what is one piece of advice, Laurie, that you would give to a new distributor coming in? If you could tell them.
Make a list. Again, it's old school, but remember what I just said. It takes 30 to 45 minutes to sign up someone you know. It takes days, sometimes weeks, sometimes months, sometimes years. And it does sometimes also with people that you already know. But with a stranger, you've got to build. So here's my thought process. People join you. People don't join It Works. If people joined It Works, we wouldn't need you. They'd just be lined up in front of the office or going online and signing up. We need you as a company. People join you, and they only join you if they like you and they trust you. I've never had anybody go, you know, I really don't like that girl. I don't trust anything about her, but let me get on her team. It's not going to happen. So the reason I say make a list is those are people that already like you and trust you, or they wouldn't be your friends. So make a list of 100. It takes a little while. You'll probably get stuck somewhere between 20 and 40. Write this down, okay? Because you're going to get stuck. I've never heard it. Well, I know one person that knocked out a list of 100 like crazy. But literally in 34 years, I know one person. So if I started right now, I would probably get stuck, but I know I would get unstuck because I know what to do. And what you need to do is, here's what's going to happen. The reason people get stuck somewhere between 20 and 40, because that's their immediate circle. That's the people they work with today. They go to church with today. They live in their neighborhood today. Their kids are on their kids' teams for sports. They're in their Girl Scout troops, that kind of thing. It's their immediate contacts, which for most people is about 20 to 40. You may think your circle's smaller, but unless you just never leave your house, that's about the size probably of your circle. Then you've got to say, okay, where was I working a year ago? Where was I going to church a year ago? What soccer teams were my kids on a year ago? Where was I 2 years ago? Where did I go to high school? Where did I go to college? Who did I go to college? Who were in my clubs? Guys, the average American has over 700 people in their circle, and I believe you're all above average. Because I bet most of you have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 on your Facebook. Some of you may have 10, 15, or 20,000. So, but start with people that you can make a recognition contact. For example, there's a lady named Julie. Our boys played hockey together when they were 8 years old. My baby's 34. But I could call Julie today and say, hey, Julie, it's Laurie. Leslie's mom from the Stars team when we played with Nick. Don't you know she's going to know exactly who I am, right? Immediate recognition, immediate good feeling. I haven't talked to Julie in 20 years. She's going to know who probably longer than that because Leslie's 34. But I can do that. Or I could call, Tiana. Tiana, it's Laurie, Kane's mom. How are you? Well, Kane and Matt, I haven't talked to Tiana in 15, 20 years since Kane's 38, probably since they graduated from high school. But Matt basically lived at my house. So Tiana's still my friend. She knows me. She trusts me. She likes me. So Tiana is going to listen to what I have to say. So I want you to start, and I want you to make that list. And then this is what I want you to do. Now, guys, I can tell y'all this. If you don't do it, we've wasted our time tonight. Y'all could have been like baking cookies or watching TV. So I want you to make that list. And this goes for all the leaders on here too. Do it again. It never hurts. If you don't have a list, your list is your collateral. It is your free collateral. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that list and you're going to start at the top and you're going to read the names out loud. Would Rebecca Williams enjoy It Works products? Would Rebecca Williams want to lose weight? Would Rebecca Williams want healthier products for her family? Would Rebecca, anything that we have? Would Terry Grimaldo, I'm going across my screen here, ask myself the question. If I answer yes to that, I'm going to put a heart by Rebecca's name. I like, that's where my blue comes in. All right. Then I'm going to start back at the top. I'm going all the way through till I get to Priscilla and Lindsay and Brittany. Right. Then I'm going to start at the top again and say, do I know of any reason that Rebecca Williams would enjoy, like maybe need a second income or an income? Oh yeah. She's a stay-at-home mom. She's got 3 little ones. I know she's always talking about on Facebook that times have been a little tough. Okay, so I'm going to put a $. So now she has a heart and a $sign by her name. I'm going to go through all 100, and I'm physically going to say these words out loud and physically write this down. If you don't physically, I don't want to hear it's on your phone. I want you to use paper and pencil. Okay, then I'm going to say, all right, out of this list of 100, if I had a magic wand, right now I put a magic wand into your hand and you took that list of 100 and you could wave that list and wave that wand over that list. And there's 10 people on that list. Maybe you've asked them before, maybe you haven't, that you would give anything. Everyone knows those people. I'd give anything to have them on my team. They've said no to me 6 times, but I would give anything. And that magic wand would make them say yes. I want you to put a star by their name. That's your dream team. Eventually, if you really work your list, it may take a year, 2 years, 3 years. Your dream team normally, if you really have them indicated, typically will end up being on your team. But if you don't know who your dream team is, you can't. And it's not the team you have now. It's the 10 you don't have. You know how, what's the basketball player's name? Not Kyrie. What's his name? He's the super famous one, always winning championships. Current. Anyway, when he goes like to different team, what does he do? He recruits for that team. He recruits his own dang dream team. That's why they win. He doesn't count on the coach. He doesn't wait for everybody. He says, I want to play with this person right here because I know they would be freaking amazing, right? He doesn't wait. He didn't even, you know what? He's one of the first players that's why he's one of the reasons he's so successful. And so, yes, there is magic in putting a pencil to a paper, but there's also magic right here. That doesn't happen here. So use this. It means a lot. I always feel sorry for people that don't have a voice. And I mean, literally, like they've had an injury or they've been born with a disability and they can't express what we can express. They can write it, but they can't share the tone. Have you ever gotten in an argument with somebody in a text and there shouldn't have been an argument there? Happened to me yesterday with my son. He was texting me some stuff I was texting back. I read into it completely. And he called me, he goes, Mom, what are you talking about? Yeah, he still talks to me like that. He's 38. But that's what he said. What are you talking about? Well, I'd read into it. If we'd been having a voice-to-voice conversation, it never would have happened. But also, have you ever just gotten a text from someone you really care about, and if they would have called you to wish you that happy birthday or tell you they love you, it would have meant so much more than just the text. I try to do at the end of the month, some of you may have received them. I try to do video messages to people because I want them to see my, especially people I don't talk to typically during the month. I want them to see my face. I want them to hear my voice. I want them to see the expression in my eyes when I'm talking to them. I want them to see, like today, that I'm having a messy, bad hair day, but I still care about them enough that I don't care what I look like because they don't either. They just want to know that they're loved and doing a good job. My best friend lives in Indiana. And when she lost her husband, one thing that we committed to is we were no longer just going to talk on the phone. We were going to FaceTime. We didn't care if we were wrapped in a towel or what have you, because we didn't want to lose that connection. She needed that. And I can tell you, I have other friends that live out of town. All my best friends really live out of town. She and I have such an over-the-top connection because we choose to make it personal. In fact, she was so stressed out about my son before he called me yesterday, and she's never even met him. But she loves him because she loves me. Right? All right.
Yeah, I love that. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's my list. That's my thing. And I don't care if you're new or you've been in forever. If you can't pick up a list and show me your top 10, your hearts, your stars, your dollar signs, you've got homework.
Yes, I love that. And I love that she said, pick it up the phone and call them. Don't just send them a message. My team especially knows we're a big phone call team. If you have a DT, you better get them on the phone because y'all know it's the same thing. What Laurie's talking about, the same thing. You're going to sell them faster or sign them faster on the phone because they can hear your heart and they can just like the conversation's just so much better if they can hear you versus just reading your script and throwing it off to the side because they're busy cooking dinner or whatever. So anyways, I love that. Okay, so next question is, what would be your advice that you would give to somebody that is currently trying to push through a valley or feeling kind of stuck in their business?
You've got to have a goal. I mean, you can do all the self-development and you can listen to all the positive, but if you don't have something that is driving you to get up in the morning, that's going to pay off really, really quick. I've done this with a lot of people recently, and I probably need to go live and do it for the region, but I'm a real believer that after 3 to 6 months, whatever you came into this business for to work for just becomes routine to you. It no longer is exciting. So remember that first paycheck, whether it was $50 or $5 or $500, you were so excited and, oh my gosh, now I can go get my nails done, or I can feel comfortable putting gas in my car, or what have you. It doesn't bring the same excitement 3 months later that it did the first time it happened. Would y'all agree with me? Like, we may put it out on social media. I'm so glad I was able to buy groceries today, but really, that was a long time ago when you were so excited. You just want to attract the person that needs to be excited about. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that. But in your heart of hearts, do you get up in the morning and go, can't wait to get to my desk today. I'm going to go buy groceries with my money. You know, it just doesn't happen. You have to have things that, and most people 3 to 6 months into the business, I'm going to say, get a little cocky. And they're like, I want to buy a big house. I want to retire my husband. I want to buy a new car. I want to redo my basement. I want to buy a new bedroom set. These big, huge things. And just 3 months ago, they wanted $50 to put gas in their car. And they jumped to this place that you can get there, and those are great goals. But if you don't have little celebrations along the way, you're going to lose your inspiration and motivation. And you're the only person that can motivate you. I can inspire you, but motivation comes from within. And you've got to know, and I've been doing this little activity, and I know Rebecca wants are your kids in there, can I say, wants name brand clothes. Because one of her children were teased last year because he didn't have the designer label, right? So I remember that. I was that kid in school. My parents couldn't afford it. So my mom always tried to let me pick out the one trendy outfit, so that I could have that one outfit that was the cool kids wore. And when I got in high school, I was always borrowing my friends' clothes because we didn't have the money for me to have that. And so I understand that that's something that typically I say those little things need to be really selfish, but that is really selfish because her heart breaks when her boy hurts. And so it makes that selfish. But typically, I want you to think about things like, if your goal is to quit a full-time job and you've got to be making $50,000 in this business a year to be able to do that, I'm just here to tell you it ain't happening if you aren't celebrating every month with something and you have a strategy. So I was on the phone the other night. Let me tell you how this works. So I was on the phone the other night with somebody, and she needs $900 is what she needs from her business. That's what her family really needs to depend on. And she's only been making $200. She used to make $900, but she lost sight of those little goals. She lost her inspiration. She just, in fact, she's like, back when we had success bonuses, I was getting this and I was getting that and I was getting 4 months. I was like, that's great. How many did you make during Fast Start? None. Why? It was easier. You didn't have all the hoops to jump through. You could even roll those babies over month to month. You didn't have to worry if they ordered the next day. Why? Because she didn't know what she was working for. Our plan is easy, guys. Our plan keeps getting easier, and easier. This is fact. This isn't a feeling. Do you know that paycheck, those that are receiving a paycheck, the paychecks overall went up 50% this last month? That's insanity. 50%. Have any of you ever gotten a 50% raise in 1 month at a job? Have any of you ever gotten a 50% raise? Have any of you ever even gotten a raise? Right? And we know, when we were on our old program, our customers were staying 1 month. They're now staying 2.5. We're not happy with that, but it's a heck of a lot better than 1 month, isn't it? So when I share this with you, you've got to know. So what we did was I said, okay, you're making $200 a month. You need to work towards getting that 900 so you can comfortably in abundance pay that, have that $900 every month so you're not going further in debt, robbing Peter to pay Paul, or feeling like you're doing without, or worried that your electricity is going to be cut off, right? So we said, okay, this month, 200, plus she has to make another 200 towards bills. But when she made $400, when she increases her paycheck by 400, check out 900, but because she got her paycheck up to 520, she can put 400 towards bills, which is way better than 200, right? And now she's got to make an extra 120 so she can go get her hair done. So she feels better. She feels rewarded. It feels like the new again. So then next month, she's going to do the same activity. She's going to drive the same business, and she doesn't have to get her hair cut. So now she has $520 towards that $900. So I said, so what are you going to do to motivate yourself to make 520 plus? She goes, this sounds really stupid, but there's a backpack I really want for work. I said, how much is it? $65. I'm like, okay, so you're going to go get that back. You're going to make $585 in September. Okay, that's our goal. That's your, and when you make $585, you get to take 65 of that and you get to go buy that backpack. How are you feeling now? You got good hair, you got that cool backpack. We're no different than our kids wanting to wear designer labels, right? So now the next month she starts at 585, not 200, not 400, not 520. And we said, we're just going to add 100 to that. And so she's going to be at 685. And I said, what's something you really want to do? And she goes, I really want a massage and facial. How much is that going to cost? It's going to cost me about $200 for both with tip. All right. So you've got to make $885, $685. Now look, she was only putting $200 towards her bills. But it's not just that she's now going to put $685. She's also gotten her hair done. She's also got a new backpack. She's also gone and gotten her nails and her face and gotten a massage. But by that November, she's now at $885 that she made the month before. The next thing she does puts her over the 900. Now, you think she's going to feel pretty good about getting on the phone and working? Do you see what I say about you've got to know what your motivation is? Nobody wakes up wanting to pay the phone bill. Nobody wakes up wanting to pay the electric bill. Listen, it was 115 here today with the heat index. I want AC, but it has never motivated me to pay my bill. It might motivate me if I was getting it cut off, but it's just another bill. The reason you guys do this business and join this business is because you wanted more than you had, not just what you had. Well, once you've had it for a while, it becomes part of the just what you have, right? It just becomes a bill. Like getting my nails done does not feel like an extra to me. I've been doing it for 34 years. It's a bill. It's not a reward any longer. The reward to me then, like this weekend, Mitch and I worked on cleaning up and flipping some furniture. That's our side gig. So that there's this teak coal vintage tension lamp that I want so bad. It's $300. And I go, I could put it on a credit card, but doesn't that defeat the purpose? Go work to get the money to go buy it and enjoy it so much more. Because that 300 ends up costing me more later. Because if I don't have it to buy it with cash, I don't have it to buy it. Right? So you've got to, we'll have to go back to Florida to get the lamp, but it might not even be there. And here's the thing, it's still motivating me though, because I know if I save the money and it's not there, I'll go find another one. But that's the one I see in my face. I think Rebecca and Terry were probably on when I got my first Consuelo bag. Do y'all remember me talking about my Consuelo bag? It's right here. But if y'all know, it's full of product. These dumb things are like $500. I don't spend $500 on a purse. I didn't spend $500 on this one either. I got it on Facebook Marketplace. But I didn't even want to spend $200. But it motivated me to do more. I had to still pay my electric. I still had to pay my car payments. I still had to pay all of our bills. But I did more because I wanted the Consuelo bag. And, I've been in that position where I felt really beat up. And if I didn't have something like that motivating me and inspiring me, maybe the electric bill doesn't get paid because I give up or I get behind or I put it on a credit card. So I want to challenge you guys. I've been doing this list of 50 thing. So I'm giving y'all a lot of homework. So you have 100 names you need to come up with, but do you want me to do that, Rebecca? Is that too much? Is it too much? Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to make a list of 50 things you want. And there's got to be some that are like $50 and $100. It can be some that are 50,000. I don't care. If you want it, write it down. If you've always dreamed of driving a white Mercedes 400 SC, that's what I have. I waited 13 years to get it. But trust me, guys, I didn't put the money away without having little things all the time to motivate me, because I can't save for 13 years to buy something. Are you kidding me? If you want to have a housekeeper twice a week, maybe you have to start with a housekeeper once a week. If you want a vacation home, but you can't afford to take a vacation, maybe you should start with a vacation. Think of things. Do you want to get your nails done, your lashes done? Do you want to be able to buy Lashify? Do you have 97 things in your Amazon cart, that you want, but you don't buy because it's just not the right time? So what you're going to do is you're going to make a list, and you've heard like some of her short-term goals, and some be repeat. Hey, like if you're going to get your nails done or get a housekeeper and you want to continue it. Some are going to be one time. Maybe you golf and you want a new driver. Maybe you play pickleball and you want a new racket. Maybe you want a new outfit for green carpet. Maybe you need your plane ticket, whatever it is. And what I want you to do is make this, just let your mind go crazy. Anything you want. On my list, when I did this, I had 5-carat diamond earrings. Who needs 5-carat diamond earrings? I wanted them. So they told me to if I want them, put it on my list. Y'all, I have made the money for a big, huge, like almost $3,000 Louis 3 times and then don't even buy it. But it's the Louis that motivates me. And then I go, oh, I could take that and do this and go on vacation and go da 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 da. But all the little things didn't motivate me. I knew what would motivate me, thinking I was going to go buy it. And then I made the choice. I don't need that bad. This purse works just great. I can have like this and this and this and this. But the this, and the this didn't motivate me. I am status driven. I'll be really honest with you. I love nice things. I don't like to pay a lot of money for them, but I love nice things. Dallas Cowboy tickets. That's great. That's a great thing. You can come see me when you come to the Dallas Cowboy game, Terry. So, what is it that you want? Mitch and I have lots of things. We're really spoiled. We hardly go to the Ranger games anymore because we got spoiled. We used to always sit in the first section between home plate and first base. We don't want to go if we can't afford to sit there. Like I said, I got my car. And it's funny because I have my little Mercedes that I bought in 2016. It only has 60,000 miles on it because I want to keep it forever. I hardly ever drive it. I love it. But I drove my same Tahoe for 13 years to be able to do it. But it motivated me. I knew exactly what I wanted. But along the way, I was doing other little things. I love home decor. If you know anything about me, I love to gift people. So 50 things you want, price from, I don't care if it's $10 to 10,000 or 100 to 100,000. Then you're going to put it into these categories: 1 month, 3 months, 6 month, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year. If you want help, reach out. Rebecca knows what to do. Terry probably knows what to do. But if you want help and they can't help you, shoot me a text. Send me your list. I'll help you. But if I help you, by gosh, you better get it. And that's what I tell everybody I help. I'm not doing this just for us to spend time chatting on the phone. It's so fun. When I had this girl that I worked with, she wanted to get her nails done. She's going to get her nails done. And we didn't do hers till the middle of July. And she had to increase. Now she is a double, and she had to increase her paycheck though by $800 this month to be able to put an extra $500 toward their bills, $120 or $770 $120 for her nails and $150 because she and her husband are doing it together, and he wanted a new golf club driver. So I want your list. I want to see what you want. You've got to wake up knowing what you want. I'm not kidding you. The girl that I just did the hair thing with, her whole demeanor changed because we actually had time on that call because it was just a couple of people and it was all we were doing. And they made a list of 10 and we picked out a couple of things and they shared. Her whole demeanor, like she was sitting like this when she got on the phone and kind of like this. By the end, she was like this with this big smile on her face because she saw possibility again. And I want you guys to see that. I want you to feel it. I want you to know possibility. I've probably gone way over time. Sorry, Rebecca.
No, you're good. I told you, like, once we get on here and we start talking, we usually are at about an hour. So that's okay. So that was huge. And you guys, I made the list too. And I was at a place in my business where I was literally like working to pay the bills. And there really wasn't that, there was excitement, but not like there was whenever I first started type of excitement. And Laurie had us make the list, and I put the list off a million times. I think she's told me like 4 times, and I was like, okay, that is not income producing. My red personality said no. But I finally sat down and made my list and got my excitement back. And so just wanted to share that. And also, while you're pushing for stuff, like whatever goal is next on your list that you're pushing for, be loud about that goal. Your audience will hold you accountable to it. And I know, like, I keep hearing Laurie over and over again with her lamp, and I'm like, by the time she gets that lamp, I'm gonna have to be celebrating right alongside with her. And your audience will be the same. They're gonna be like, by the time you buy your kid those $100 pair of jeans he's wanting, like, we're all gonna throw a party. So take that ride with you. Okay, so final question that I have, and then if anybody else has them, now's the time to drop them in the chat and we will try to get to them. But the final question is, what would you tell somebody that is still on the fence about getting to green carpet or hasn't got their ticket yet?
So it's a no-negotiable. If you really want to grow your business, it's a non-negotiable. Like my first event, I had no money. And I was fortunate that the person that not enrolled me, but way up above me, saw enough of me that she told the person that enrolled me, Laurie's going. I said, I can't. I even had parties booked during that time frame, but it was local. So I didn't have the extra expense. But she said, well, you just tell her she's going. I've paid for a ticket and she's paying me back. Like it wasn't. And guys, I didn't even want to go hold my parties. Like I didn't want to leave. I was so enthralled. People that go to events, their income typically, it goes up over 65% in the 3 to 6 months following the event. So you ask yourself, no matter what you're making now, if your income goes up 65% in the next 3 to 6 months, would you be glad you're there? We can tell you all about it. We can have a review, but I got to the point where I don't even want to, because you can't bring that feeling. And that's what it is. I can give you a sheet on if there's a new product. I can give you a sheet on if there is a new incentive or a new bonus. I can give you all that. But, there's nothing like standing in that room when John Acala, like, went like balls to the walls, nuts, like telling people like what we were going to do and how it was going to happen. And we can't bring that to you. And the belief that it will create in you, find a way to be there. If you have to do it on a shoestring, I don't care. If you have to bring your snacks and your food and your blender, I don't care. If you have to stay in the cheapest dirt flea bag motel with 7 people and 2 beds, I don't care. Be there. You'll be so glad. I've never had someone say to me, I wish I wouldn't have gone to an event. Never in 34 years have I had anyone say to me, I wish I wouldn't have done that. That was a waste of time and money. Ever. 34 years. I've probably been to over 150 events in 34 years. And some of them had 10, 20, 31, had 60,000 people at it. I've still never had anyone say, I wish I wouldn't have gone. You can't miss it. Get your ticket. It's going to be amazing. You will be inspired beyond belief. You really will. If you have a birthday coming up, ask your mom if they give you a birthday present, or your dad, or anybody gives you a birthday present. If you can't afford it, ask for money. Say, I want to invest in myself. If you have to borrow it, borrow it. If you have to put it on a credit card, this is one time that I don't consider it debt. I consider it an investment.
Yep. Or
just commit to yourself that you're going to pay for it by the time you get back. So be working on that now.
Yeah. Or you guys, y'all can also do the payment plan. So you just go to
Yes.
Klarna or Zip, go to your website from there, and it'll split it into 4. Makes it like $30 to get your ticket. You can afford $30. Like, we all spend that in things that we don't need in Walmart all the time. I know I go
into the dollar bins at, how much do you spend in the dollar bins at Target every month?
Oh yeah.
That are no longer $1.
Yeah, exactly. So if anybody else has questions, drop them in there real quick. Laurie, if you have any final words while they're dropping anything.
So excited to see so many out. I get more and more inspired every time I get on a call. I love doing these meetings. I want to get to know each. If you really want to grow your business, I will tell you, I've set a goal for our region this month. I want to have 40 new rubies, 20 new emeralds, and 5 new diamonds. Let me know which one of those spots that you're going to fill. Okay. If you're going to re-rank, I've got re-rank goals. I don't know them off the top of my head like I do. These aren't, and by the way, I want you to know, I want you to get excited about what you bring. I'm not given those numbers. I know the company, they tell me what the company's number is, and I choose what piece of that I feel I can push, stretch, and drive and go above for the company. They don't call me and say, Laura, your region needs to bring in X. Because by the way, I work with people all over. In fact, this is the first call today I've done with my own region. Like, everybody I've talked to has been outside of my region today. I want to help you. We want you to succeed. I can't imagine going back to that 25-year-old girl 34 years ago when I started in this industry with kids that were 4 months, 2 and 4, what my life would be like if I hadn't had this. What kind of house would we have lived in? What kind of cars would we have driven? Where would we have been able to go on vacation? I don't have a college degree. I don't need one. I made more money than most everybody I know with a college degree that are my friends in this industry. Not now. Take a big cut when you go to corporate. But that was a career thing, because what I made in the field allowed me to save and prepare so that I could do what I wanted to do. My kids have been to Europe. They've been on 2 to 3 vacations a year. If they wanted it, they aren't spoiled. They worked for it. But if they wanted it, we could afford it. That doesn't mean I got it, but we could afford it. People ask me, I remember, how much money did you make? Laura, I said, enough that I went and bought whatever I wanted, never looked at the checkbook. I honestly had to ask my ex one time how much money was our biggest year, because I didn't know. I didn't care. I knew that if I wanted, I'm a thrifty shopper anyway. But if I wanted to go out and spend $800 on clothes, I went out and spent $800 on clothes. You know, if I wanted to pay my friend's mortgage because they run a tight spot, I could pay my friend's mortgage. If I wanted to I took my daughter to New York for 4 days for her 18th birthday, most expensive trip I've ever done in my life. But I didn't care. I wanted to do it. So but I started because we couldn't make a car payment and our car was about to get repossessed. And, I used to tell people I started because I wanted to stay home with my kids and blah, blah, blah. I really didn't. I didn't start because I wanted to stay home. That was a nice added benefit. I started because our car was going to be repossessed if I didn't make some money. And this was a better gig than going and getting a job. But what inspired me, after about 3 months, the car payment no longer inspired me. So then I was like, well, what can I do for me? What can make me feel good? So I started getting my nails done. And from there, it went on. 2 or 3 years later, I walked into Cowtown Sea-Doo on I-35 in Fort Worth, and I handed them $22,000 in cash and bought 2 Sea-Doos. But it all started because we had a need. Then I found the inspiration to go beyond the need. Then another need would pop up, by the way, when you're raising kids. Another need would come, the grocery bill. What do you guys spend on groceries right now? Holy freaking moly. 2 people in our house, and we probably spent, and I am like the child of sharecroppers and people from the Depression. I know how to make something out of nothing. And we still can't go less than $700 a month. And I don't buy boxed meals and prepared things. I cook from scratch. You know, things are expensive and they're going to get more expensive, but guess what? That grocery bill is not going to inspire you anymore. So I tell you to get in there, figure out what you really want, and let the haters be your motivators. Let the people that love you be your inspiration, and go get it.
Thank you.
I want to know how somebody does 400. I just want to know. I just don't know.
You said you don't know how they do it with 400?
I don't. And I also know it's partly where you live, because I know groceries cost different. But Mitch and I are milk drinkers. We spend $8 a week just on milk, $8 to $10 a week on milk.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. We're like a 300 to 400, but we like really like budget and coupon and all of the things. I've just done that.
And I don't coupon. I will say I could save money. I don't coupon, and I go to one store. So
yeah,
I will say there are things I could do to save, but my time's worth more. And I want you to be able to do that.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Laurie, for hopping on with us and breathing life into us and just helping to motivate us and all of the things. So I will end this.
Make me so happy if you guys would text me your best takeaway and what you're going to put into action, not just what you heard. But let me give you my phone number so you can text me. I'm better on text than I am on Messenger. You can message me, but it might be 2 or 3 days. Sometimes I forget. I went in today and people are like, there's like 4 messages from last week, especially on the weekend. So my phone number is 817, so I can put it in the chat, 817-501-5195. Tell me your name, where you live, whose team you're on, and what really inspired you and what you're going to put to work. That Terry and Rebecca and Cher are 3 of the first people that ever texted me in this business. So
yeah. And
glad to see all 3 of them.
I had somebody one time mention, well, I go to you. So just because you have me or you have Terry or you have an upline doesn't mean that you can't reach out to Laurie as an extra. I don't want to call her a resource because that makes her sound like an object, but as an actual extra person, that doesn't matter. That's what she's here for. That's what corporate gave us Laurie for, so that we could have a Laurie, we could have a mentor, we could have that person to motivate us and to just help coach us through. So if you feel that you need that, or if you want that, you feel like you're lacking anything, now don't go to her and waste her time. If you're not gonna, implement the things that she gives you, and all of that, then don't waste your time, because she is a busy lady. But if you feel that you need the extra coaching and you truly want to level up your business, 100% shoot her over a text message and get linked up with her. So anyway, she changed our business for sure. So all right,
guys, love you guys. Talk soon.
Bye guys.